The first thing you have to do, and you have to realize, is someone's lost a loved one or a family member. You have to understand they're grieving.
My brother moved to Florida to start a new life with his fiancée. One afternoon, after coming home from work, he met one of his supervisors for a drink. They got in the vehicle eventually together. A timber truck was illegally parked, and the vehicle impacted the timber truck, and my brother did not survive. My family just did not know how to handle the emotional aspect, and they asked me if I would represent the family on behalf of my brother. From day one, we knew we were doing this for his kids.
I looked at a picture of these two children who lost their father. Every time I was gearing up for a hearing, I thought about them. And I thought, they're the ones I'm fighting for in this.
We didn't want to fall for the ones with the gimmicks and the slogans. We wanted professionals who knew what they were doing and could get the job done. And that's why we chose Farah Farah.
There were a number of eyewitnesses that came to the crash scene that ended up having more information than we would have ever thought possible. And what we found in those depositions, within a matter of 2 days, completely changed the course of the case. The case involved a drunk driver who's now serving 11 years in prison for vehicular manslaughter. One of the individuals listed on the report was a gentleman who had had a drink with him or a beer with him at one of the bars that evening. Took his deposition, and we found out he was actually the boss of our decedent. And that testimony really changed the dynamic in the case, because it shed light on our client's brother and what kind of a life he lived with his children, but at the same time helped us establish a case against the bar.
They found all this extra information that the average attorney probably wouldn't even have bothered to look for.
The insurance company had kind of indicated that this was a one-time thing for the truck being parked out there. Well, it turns out that wasn't the case. This eyewitness testified that the truck had been out there for a couple of months prior to the crash. Every night, cars had to go around it because it was partially in the lane of travel.
Farah Farah took the extra step to think outside the box and to look at other things that might affect our case. And it indeed, in our case, made a major difference. Just before every call, I would just be choking back tears. My chest would be so heavy. I didn't know what to expect just before every call, but as soon as we would start talking, all of that anxiety would just go away. The number one priority was my brother's children. And for us, that money meant that we could secure a better future for my brother's kids and give them their best chance at just being normal kids.
I hope she looks in the mirror and says, I can't bring my brother back, but I did right by him.
He wanted nothing but the best for them. And now with Farah Farah's help, they have that opportunity. It was just a dream before, but now it's possible.